Which opposition party was the best in 2022? Was it the official opposition, Democratic Alliance, the Economic Freedom Fighters, UDM, IFP, Freedom Fund Plus, or another political party? So before we answer that question, we have to actually come up with a criteria. And I think part of that criteria has to include impact. Part of that criteria has to be driving the agenda of parliament, even as an opposition party. So in my opinion, I asked this question on Twitter, and a lot of people on Twitter actually voted for the EFF. But in my opinion, when you look at impact, when you look at driving the agenda, last year, the best opposition party was the ATM party, African Transformation Movement, led by Vuyo Zungula. Why do I say this? It was the ATM party that took the complaint of Phala Phala to the public protector. It was the ATM party that started the Section 89 impeachment process. And an outcome of that process was the independent panel report, which made some preliminary prima facie findings against the president and actually said, hey, he has a case to answer. And this panel was chaired by a former Chief Justice, Sandile Ngcobo, who actually wrote a very good report, and I encourage everyone to read it. So even though the impeachment process in and of itself was blocked by the ANC because they were going to conference, they were trying to protect their guy, and they decided to push party line, I think that what the ATM party did in 2022 was very impressive. And then when you consider the size of the party, the ANC benches like to laugh at them because they have a low number of seats, but that's not relevant. Voters don't say if you have so many seats, you don't have to be active as an opposition. It's not about your size, it's about your impact. So the very fact that they were able to get some outcomes that the nation was able to engage and absorb and follow, even as a small party, to me says that they had the best year as an opposition. So my award for best opposition party for 2022 goes to ATM. I do give EFF the runner-up because they have been very vocal. They have also been very effective in holding government to account, and they have always been able to make parliament some way interesting, which is valuable because it gets more civilians interested in democracy. But I don't think that they outdid ATM. And in addition, number 3 would go to the Democratic Alliance. I really think that the Democratic Alliance has lost the plot a little bit, and that they will possibly not be the official opposition in 2024. They always take funny positions, and sometimes they even try to work with the ANC when they're supposed to be the opposition. And I don't think that's going to help them, in the long term. So that's my thought on who was the best opposition: ATM, EFF, Democratic Alliance, then others. So those are my views. What do you think? If you were to give an award, which opposition party impressed you the most in 2022? Let's talk.